Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about purifying the home. It's something I have to do today anyway, so I thought while I was in that frame of mind I would record some different ideas on how you can purify your own home and talk a little bit about how negativity sort of, in my opinion, gets into the home and whatnot. Now, I'm a strong believer that if you focus on something, you end up manifesting it. So say you've had a really difficult time in your life recently, or you've had trouble with a certain person, a certain group of people, a certain situation, and it's stressed you out more than normal, and you're going to be focused on that situation and the irritation or the anger or the upset. And it's very likely, especially in the cases of people following the certain paths, that you're going to manifest that negativity in some way. So I thought to myself, the atmosphere especially in here, but in the whole place, has been feeling a bit ick recently, and it's most likely because I've been stressed out by copycatting, by people, the person that uploaded my video who's now gone. And that whole scenario of things has just made me feel really irritable. So I really do need to have a nice cleanse out. So I thought we would share it. Now, first things first, if you can get rid of the person or people or situation that is causing you all that grief, that's a really good way to go. And if you can do that, then stop the poison at the source. That's great. And that stops the cycle of negativity continuing. And then you have to purify self and home. And I've covered purification of self before in quite some detail in one of my earlier videos, and talked about bathing and chakra exercises and all that sort of thing. So when you're purifying your home, you have to remember to purify first and then set up your protection. And the best methods involve setting up a purification process that recycle and don't allow the negative energies to come in. So they're recycling the good energies and blocking out the bad. And then once you have that set up, which is a personal thing to each individual, knowing what works for you, then you will not allow negativity into your home unless you're manifesting it, which is an unfortunate truth of human beings. We let things get to us and then they manifest, especially when you're witchy. So the first thing I'm going to recommend are really mundane things, like everyday things that you can do, and you can just basically witch it up a bit. The first thing is cleaning. Have a good old physical clean of your home, have a good dust, have a good vacuum, have a good wipe down of things, because actually cleaning your home and having a clean home has a psychological effect as well. I don't know if you've ever noticed, everything feels better when your home is clean. Like when you've got fresh sheets on the bed, your home is tidy and clean, it feels better than coming home to that untidiness, and it makes you just go ugh when it's all tidy, and that manifests that further ugh feeling, and all that dust and stuff can harbour that negative feeling. So having a good clean is a really good thing. And actually the broom or bazoom is tied in with the magic of this, because it's the whole idea of sweeping away negativity. So you can do it on a physical level, and then you can do it on a spiritual level as well. I have two brooms, and I think that one's fallen down the side a bit, so I will show you the little one. Right, so I have one of these little brooms, like so. I have two of them actually. One is actually being used for protective purposes. The other one is a cinnamon broom, so let's just focus in on that while I grab the other one. Okay. There will be traffic going past, I apologise, but I have to be in this room. Okay, so there's the bigger one. Now this was actually just a daft little one that I got at Samhain. Look at the bristles on it and everything, and it was like £1 at Samhain. Now you can get proper ones, you can buy proper ones from the store, or you can buy cheap ones like this and decorate them up. I should really decorate this, but I'm not quite sure how I best want to do that yet. Or you can buy one. You don't even have to have a broom. You could just have like a, your bog standard broom, as long as you put all your intent in. And the idea is that you're sweeping out that negativity and you're purifying that area, and there are chances you can find online for that thing. Now, the cool thing about the little one is you can use it just to clean your altar, to sort of sweep away any debris that falls on your altar that you're working with, and it's perfect for that because it's little. So the second mundane way, I'm not going to show you because the vacuum cleaner's behind me, because I've started and to carry on my first step, which is cleaning, is having windows open, weather permitting. I don't know whether you noticed, but to me, when you have an inflow and an outflow of air in the atmosphere, that basically stimulates the air, it moves the energies, it cleans out, it sort of sucks negative energy out. You can say a little something to the element of air, like I do when I open the window, and like even something as simple as you open the window and you just say, element of air, please help me purify my space. And just visualize that. Add some visualization to that, add some energy. Imagine the wind blowing through your home, but it doesn't harm anything, it just blows out any negative energies. You can visualize negative energies like black smoke and just blowing them out. Those are just some really, really easy, simple things that you don't need any tools for. I mean, technically I've mentioned the bazoom, but you don't have to do that. You can go around just filling your home with your energies, with your hands, and sort of forcing white light through your home and forcing negative energy out. And you don't need any tools whatsoever to do that. So then we'll move on to things with tools. So the most frequently mentioned one is smudge sticks. So this is a homemade one, and this is rosemary and sage. Yeah, rosemary and sage, a homemade one from last ether, I think, not the one just gone, the one before. I keep them viewing, and then this is a bought one. This is just sage. This is a mini smudge stick. You can get them in mini sizes, and it can be much easier to sort of hold it. And you light the end, and you go around your home, filling the air up with smoke. And the idea is that you're smoking out any negative energies. Putting your white light visualization behind that as well, of course. You can use a feather for that thing, and you're again calling on the element there, asking it to, and fire and earth, asking it to use the smoke and purify, using the herbs and the burning of them in that way. And it's interesting how a lot of the purification rituals either focus very, very strongly on a fire-based theme, or then on the other side of things on a water-based theme, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So, if you didn't want to completely go around your home and drop ash everywhere, you could just light the end and put in your cauldron. So I'm not going to light mine, but just that's actually a thing. You'd probably have to. I can't do it right now, but you'd have to fix it up right like that. You'd just get it in a little holder, put plenty of sand down the bottom, and just things. There's not enough sand in my cauldron at the minute, but that's something you could do. Failing that, can you use incense sticks? Of course you can. Now, this is eucalyptus. I have already burnt some frankincense. Now I keep, as I said in my other video, I can see you don't need a vacuum. Oh dear. Right, so I keep these sticks, and these can be used for lighting candles and things, and it's just using the very tips of things, so I've still got that. And then eucalyptus is going to burn. So if you've only got access to these, or you have asthma and you cannot use the smudge sticks, then you can do the same thing with these. You can even, I will use this one because it's not actually a light, go into the corners of your room. I've got to just do it on my leg. Okay, so say you went into the corner of your room with your smudge stick and say this was burning, you would then do a banishing pentagram with it in each corner, and that's going to banish my knee or my fat. That would be nice. and you just put your intent behind it and banish out those negative energies that you may or may not have manifested within your home. That eucalyptus is smelling yummy already. So another thing I mentioned was about water. So this is a jam jar, and I'm going to actually make and talk about a cleansing salt and then adding this to water and what you can do in your own home. So I've started making a new batch of some cleansing salt, some altar salt, and it has currently just salt and dragon's blood in there for potency. Okay, so then I'm going to add the following herbs to it, and I'm going to be doing this one-handed, so this is going to be interesting. Right, there you go. I'm going to add rosemary. It's interesting, I usually add chamomile to it, and today I was really driven to add pine instead. So that's going to be the next thing. Pine needles. Some mullein. And then my all-time favourite herb for cleansing and getting rid of negativity is rue. And if I was making this into a protective home incense, I would, or salt, sorry, I would also add angelica. But because it's for purification purposes, I'm going to just leave it at those for now. Just popping your energy in. So this you can then sprinkle in the corners of your home, around your home, to help purify the area. There are lots and lots of powders out there to protect your home, but you not always hear about energies to purify your home. So you could actually sprinkle this all over, or you could make like a powder using talcum powder and grind up herbs into it, and you could grind all of that up, grind some herbs up, just sprinkle it all over your home and then vacuum it up. That would be a really good thing for purifying your home. You could just throw this down and then vacuum that up, and it would still work. So the reason it's next to water is for a couple of reasons. So a good way of utilising water in this way is to add the herbs in some form or another to the water jar and then sprinkle the water around your home. There's a really fantastic recipe in Stephanie Woodfield's book about doing this with Morrigan energies, but I thought I'd do a generalised one just for everybody, you know. So you could do this in one of two ways. You can add your mixture, or some of your mixture, straight to it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to utilise this for a different purpose, which I'm going to discuss in a minute. And then you do your banishing pentagram again, so make it ready to banish negative energies. And then fill it with your energy, pushing your energy. I have to do it with a proper hand. Right, so you do your banishing pentagram, and then you fill it with your energies to get rid of all that negativity. You can then take a little water and sprinkle it around. Now, if you didn't want all those bits in there, you could get a little bit of netting, like, you know, one of these bags you can often get crystals in and it's got quite see-through netting in. Put the herbs in there and let it steep, and then you can take the herbs out, chuck the herbs, and you have a water. And being careful with what herbs you're going to use, because you don't want it to stain anywhere. You might not want to use dragon blood if you were very, very worried about that. Now, I'm actually not going to use it for that. I'm going to use it for what I always use it for. I fill a jar up like this, and you put the lid on like this, not fully. Sometimes I leave it off for a bit, and I place that behind my altar. And I allow that water and herb selection to purify the whole area. And I leave that for about a month, and then I rinse it out and then do it all over again to help keep the altar area purified. You can actually make this on the full moon, imbue it with full moon energies, and that'll make it even more potent. So that's another idea. I'll put the lid on properly for now and move it out of the way. So we've covered ideas with herbs. Salt and water is a really great thing if you didn't want to or couldn't get hold of any herbs. You could use just salt and water and go sprinkling that, and again it's all about your intent, getting your purifying energies into your home. So I think the last thing is candles. You can use candles to purify your home. Use a white candle. I've heard it said that if you open your door or a window, you can have a white candle burning with the intent of bringing positive energy in, and on the opposite side have a black candle burning. Beep. Go back out again. And have a black candle burning on the opposite side to force negativity out. Again, you might want to anoint those with certain oils for the purification purposes, or you might want to carve into them for purification purposes, but I thought that was a lovely idea, having a candle on either side of an open door or an open window to sort of exchange of energies. So that's it for today's video. Many blessings.